Welcome to CSIT 308, Turning Ideas into Successful Companies. In our first session, we'll look at the successful business. Under this, we'll touch on the definition of the business concept, how to understand the market. We'll look at having a clear strategic position and consistent business focus. We'll look at how to have the ability to attract, motivate, and retain employees. Then finally, we'll look at how to respond to global opportunities and trends. So the business concept. The business concept simply looks at meeting needs as the basis of all businesses. Now, you can have a wonderful new machine, but if it doesn't address some real and important need or desire, people won't buy it, and your business will fail. Thomas Edison once said that anything that won't sell, I won't invent. Let's take a look at the sources of original business inspirations. There are quite a number of sources. We'll look at just a few. The first is previous work experience. A source of inspiration for original business ideas usually comes from previous work experience. Or it could come from your education or training that you have undertaken. Another source is from your hobbies, your talents, or other personal interests. Then lastly, it could also be as a recognition of an unanswered need or market opportunity. Occasionally, the input comes from the business experience of a relative or a friend. That could also be another source. Okay, what are the elements of a successful business? First and foremost, something new. Well, this could be a new product, service, feature, or technology. Another element could be something better. This could be an improvement on an existing product or service encompassing more features, lower price, greater reliability, faster speed, or increased convenience. Well, another element of a successful business is an undeserved or new market, or underserved or new market. Now, this is a market for which there is greater demand than competitors can currently satisfy. An unserved location or a small part of an overall market that hasn't yet been dominated by other competitors. This is also a possible element of a successful business. Now, others are new delivery system or distribution channels. Here we look at new technologies, particularly the internet, that allows companies to reach customers more efficiently. So a new distribution channel that is made available could also spring up as an element of a successful business. Now, another is increased integration. This occurs when a product is both manufactured and sold by the same company, or when a company offers more services or products in one location. Now, your business should incorporate at least one of these factors, more than one if possible. Ideally, you can bring a new or better product or service to an identifiable but underserved market, perhaps using a more efficient distribution channel. Now, your concept should be strong in at least one area. If not, you should ask yourself how your company will be truly competitive. Now, this basic business concept sheet here will help to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of your basic business ideas. So we'll take a look at how to understand the market. It is not enough to have a great idea or new invention as the basis of your business. You must also have a market that is sufficiently large, accessible, and responsive. If your market isn't large enough, you can't reach it efficiently, or it isn't ready for you, your business will fail, no matter how good your business concept is. Consider, for instance, the ATM, now seen on virtually every street corner. It was invented more than 10 years before it became popular, but the company that initially marketed the ATM was unsuccessful. People weren't yet willing to trust their banking to machines. So how do we understand our market? First, evaluate whether market demand is adequate to support your company. How do you do that? For instance, if you're opening a flower shop in a neighborhood where none exist at the moment, what are the indications that that neighborhood or the residents in that neighborhood are going to be buying the flowers? Are they interested in buying flowers at all? Do they currently purchase flowers from a nearby supermarket, for instance? What are the statistics, the demographics concerning purchase of flowers in your neighborhood, for instance? Then on a whole, on a nationwide coverage, what is the attitude towards purchasing of flowers in neighborhoods? Perhaps you should conduct a survey of the neighborhood's residents, asking about their flower buying habits and preferences before you venture into such a business. And the next is that if you are creating a new product or service, what indications are there that the market will receive you or will be receptive to you? Market readiness is one of the most difficult and most unpredictable aspects to measure. That is why companies spend substantial amounts of money on market research before launching a new product. You may not have the funds to undertake extensive market research, but even a small amount of analysis can help you gauge the receptivity of a particular market to your idea. There are several methods that are used. Methods of conducting research and evaluation will be looked at in the session that follows after this one. Now, what are some of the strategic position and consistent business focuses that there are? A crucial factor for a successful business is the development of a clear strategic position that differentiates you from your competition and help you to maintain focus on that position. Now, very often, businesses fail because management loses sight of the central character of the enterprise. You need to define a clear strategic position which will enable you to capture a particular place in the market. This helps you to be able to distinguish yourself from other competitors. Different companies may be selling a similar product, but each may have a very different sense of what that business is really all about. Take two companies, A and B, who are both selling clothing. Company A defines itself as selling work clothing, clothing meant for workplaces. Then Company B defines itself as one that is into sportswear manufacturing, for instance. If a Company C defines itself as being a business that sells youth and sex appeal, but Company D has never clarified its mission, it just sells jeans. From this initial description of these companies, all four of them, A to D, you could tell immediately the focus of each of them. Whereas the last Company D happens to just want to sell jeans, for instance. Now, the different positions affect the way each markets itself, how it designs the jeans, what subsequent products it produces, even the employees it will hire. The first three companies may all succeed and rarely be in competition with one another. True, because they have different focus in the market, even though they are all producing jeans. But the last company, Company D, which misses the big picture, is almost certain to fail over time as it flounders in its attempts to compete with all the others who are more focused because they have chosen a specific focus. A second aspect of positioning your company and maintaining focus is the development of a company's style or corporate culture. Also, by creating a consistent style that permeates every aspect of your enterprise, from the design of your stationery to personnel policies, you give your customers and employees a sense of trust in your company. Imagine two different restaurants on the same street, both with basically the same business vision, which will spell probably providing good fast food priced at only a few dollars a meal. The first restaurant is a national burger chain, for instance. Its style is characterized by consistency, cleanliness, and impersonal friendliness. You realize that a strong corporate image is important, which is reinforced through the restaurant's decor, how they decorate their restaurants, how they package their food, and the kind of uniform that their employees put on. The meals are usually prepared by standard routines, and every customer is given the same greeting. So this is for the first restaurant. Pick the second restaurants who have positioned themselves to be a diner. The management characterizes its corporate culture as a friendly neighbor. So they do so to help make sure that employees know customers' names and food preferences. Management aims to retain employees for many years. A bulletin board features notices of local events. Then this restaurant's target market is the neighborhood regulars who know they will feel at home there. Now, with a strong company style, each restaurant clearly distinguishes itself from its competitors and gives its target customers a precise understanding of what to expect. Every business needs to consider its style as it relates to company's overall mission, and then infuse that style into virtually all its undertakings. Now, to clarify your business position and focus as part of the business plan process, you should define a statement of mission or a mission statement. This mission statement should guide your company's short-term activities and long-term strategy, position your marketing, and influence your internal policies. We will discuss mission statements later in another session. Let's look now at the ability to attract, motivate, and retain employees. A company is only as good as its people, as the adage goes. The ability to find, attract, and keep outstanding employees and managers is crucial to a company's long-term viability and competitiveness. Demographic trends indicate a tight labor market in the United States, for instance, well through the early part of the 21st century. Now, companies will have a difficult time competing for relatively limited number of outstanding job applicants. Your company's reputation for treating employees will directly enhance both the number and the quality of job applicants, your company's ability to retain those employees once you've hired them. You should also know that employee morale also has a significant impact on the company's productivity, the quality of its products and services, and its ability to provide outstanding customer service. An unhappy employee are the less motivated ones, and they don't do excellent work. Now, satisfied employees, on the other hand, are far more likely to want to see their company succeed, and they can do that dramatically to turn the company around. You need to examine your management style and policies as part of your overall business planning process. Develop management practices that treat employees fairly, offer opportunities for advancement, afford reasonable job security, and provide fair pay and benefits. We look now at how to respond to global opportunities and trends. Now, today's business world is a global world. In all aspects of your business, you may find it possible to be working internationally. Even a small company with an online presence may be selling its products internationally. Certainly, your raw materials, your inventory may come from global sources. You may have competitors, suppliers, employees, contractors, and partners worldwide. A successful business in this environment must at least evaluate international opportunities and consider international threats when constructing a business plan. Now, lastly, some of the global considerations to keep in mind as you develop your business plan are your target market, your competitors, your suppliers, the labor involved, the legal issues that there are, the partners, and the social responsibility. Thank you very much. Meet you in the next session.